Merry Christmas and welcome to Citizen McCain. Hello, Miranda. So
Hello,
we have a
hello.
little bit of housekeeping for everybody. We were going to have former Congressman George Santos on the show. He is feeling under the weather, sadly. So he will be joining us next week. I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact that he had a really fun Christmas party last night that I went to, which was very fun. Met like a whole array and variety of people you can find on social media. And it was very nice to see a lot of old friends. And our own Robbie Suave, who works at Two Way, was there as well, which was really nice. So in a pinch, we were panicking and we were like, we got to get a guest. We got to get a guest. And look who is coming in to save the day. You
Yet
know him. You
again.
love him. Always saving the day. Brilliant political analyst, lovely person, our friend Ryan Girdusky, who is the 1776 PAC CEO. Is that right?
Founder, whatever.
Founder, yes.
Yeah.
National Populist Substack. And you have this wonderful podcast. You get the greatest guests called The Numbers Game. And you can find him on X at Ryan Girdusky. Any other social media accounts that you're on?
No, but I'll say for the numbers game for tomorrow's episode, I'm having my Gen Z staffers come on and I'm quizzing them about millennial and Gen X culture.
Fun.
So it's going to be a fun episode to see because they never know what I'm talking about. I get increasingly frustrated. I'm like, let me make a game out of it. There's a prize for the person who gets the most right, which is going to be a fairly low score, I think, but I'm excited about it. So it'll be a little different than just politics because it gets, monotonous after a while.
Do you have an employee you think is going to score better than the other? Someone who's
I have one employee who was homeschooled who's just he volunteered because I had people I want to come on who I think be funny. And they were like, I'm not embarrassing myself on your podcast, Ryan. I have they're all between 23 and 27 years old. So you would think, but I have like 15 seconds of a song. Can you either name the artist or the song? Can you name this movie or TV show if I give you the synopsis and the people who acted in it? And then some like cultural things that we remember growing up that I think are that people should know. I don't know, but I'm excited about it. Yeah.
I love that.
Well, my husband was homeschooled and I had to explain to him what Spice World was. Which was a whole journey.
And I was like,
I was like, the Spice Girls, the Spice. He didn't know the Spice Girls, but he didn't know the Spice World movie. And I was like, they're just pop culture blocks from him being hot. Like, totally. There's sometimes things where I'm like, how do you not know what that, whatever, doesn't know what the Macarena is? But I was like, okay, so we're going to have to watch Spice World.
You didn't know what the Macarena was?
No, he did, but he like hadn't done it. And for some reason, like Clover, my daughter's like, they taught her it in class and she's wanting to do it. And he didn't know how to do it. And I was like, do I know how to do the Macarena?
Let me tall you
my dog knows how to do the Macarena.
Yes. Anybody can do the Macarena. That's the whole point of it. It's like the stupidest dance. All you have to do is put your hands up on your hip. Yes. But I really want to thank you, Ryan, for saving us. Truly.
Absolutely.
You're like
whenever you call.
So smart. So wonderful to have you right here. Last final thing in the topic of you on your show quizzing your Gen Zers. Have you seen this trend? I don't think you're on TikTok, but there's this trend on social media of that age group really fetishizing and fantasizing like the 2010 to 2014 era.
Yeah, I did
being
see
like,
that.
This looks incredible with skinny jeans and hipster hats and whatever. And I was like, how am I this old that like 10 years ago is like, and you're around my age? Like, how is it that like this is nostalgia for like,
it was a good time.
It's so funny. I have a 10-year-old nephew who asked me if I was born in the 1900s, and that hurt my heart in such a weird and strong way. And I was like, kids will just crush you. I did see that trend though, like 2012 being this wonderful time, and it was fun. It was all right. I am beyond glad that I was in my 20s at a time when smartphones did not exist and camera phones really didn't. Like, I mean, it was like a camera phone then was like basically a camera from like the year 1890. It was all fuzzy. The video didn't work. Best decision ever was having that. But I mean, I'm excited to see what it is because I feel like people in our late 30s or early 40s, we could relate to people who are in their late 50s or early 60s much easier than people who are only 10 years younger than us. I can anyway. I don't know what the hell they're talking about sometimes.
No offense to Zers, and there's some great ones. Like we have a not an intern, a college associate who works on the show who's really like
is this
just
the
fantastic. We love him. No,
this
no.
is the
The
guy.
Swifties, Ashley.
Oh,
She's our grown
She's
producer.
a millennial, yeah.
Grown woman.
Okay.
Sorry. Sorry, Ashley, to expose you.
Oh, my grown woman.
She's a whole woman.
You are grown. I'm not going to
I know,
out
just
your
how we
age.
said it is just funny. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Whole career and a life, and she's 33. She's a wife and a whole life, and yeah, you're a sorry, girl, you're a person like the rest of us, but younger than me.
Swifties are people too, yeah.
Swifties are people too. Yes. I don't know what I was saying. Other than,
but he's normal. Like
I agree.
He's a Gen Z, but he like gets references, and he's not like he doesn't do the stare. You know, like the Gen Z
I have one Gen Z employee who's 26, and he gets references and conversations. I think a big thing of it is how many TVs were in your house, and if you talk to your parents and grandparents. Because if you did, you just kind of like brought it up. If everyone had their own iPad, there was no reason to do intergenerational conversation. Like we only had one TV in my house growing up, so I had to talk to like whoever was around me
and watch what they were watching too.
Right, exactly. I had no freedom, which is good.
Yeah, and I just think about the fact that I legitimately was outside so much. Like that's what I worry about is like the tablets, the whatever. Like that's the thing that I like really, really worry about. I want to have some fun first. I know we can do politics, but it's Christmas time. You're doing a fun episode on your show. And quite frankly, I was out later than I should be being this pregnant. Not super late. Like I didn't stay out crazy, but like I went to a Christmas party last night, and I think we can have a little fun with our topic. So I sent this to Miranda yesterday, Ryan. Tyra Banks, speaking of millennials, queen of our generation, talk show, America's Next Top Model, whatever. For some reason, she is in Sydney, Australia, dressed up like Santa, and I don't even know how to describe it. I just want to show you guys this video. Number 7, please.
Yes, and let me tell you what he did. We're about to get to the end of this. You know when Santa Claus tells you that he gonna come down your chimney and he wants you to leave some cookies and cream on that thing for him to eat? Do you know what he doing? Y'all, he ain't biting that cookie. He ain't sipping that cream. He taking a bowl from your cabinet, from your joinery, y'all call it, and he putting it on the thing. He putting a little bit of cookie. He putting a little bit of that milk, and he mixing it up. And he put it in your freezer. And he trying to make it taste like Santa's pies, and it tastes like Santa's shit.
All right. So I don't know how many more of my cultural old millennial icons I can handle having nervous breakdowns and public whatever. I'm not saying that's necessarily what's happening. We actually have a mutual friend who told me that she's just eccentric and sort of like plays around. It doesn't, my just personal opinion here, it seems unstable. It just doesn't seem.
Was she drunk?
I mean, she's at a drag show in Australia, probably.
Does she need the money that badly that she has to go to Australia to perform at a drag show?
I think she lives there, right?
No, really?
I don't. Does she live in Australia? What do you... is there anything to say about this? Miranda and I
Tyra Banks was famous for being able to speak very eloquently and then turning into like a more ghettoized version of herself. Always on her talk show, she would like flip a switch and all of a sudden you'd hear a completely different voice. So that may be what's going on. Maybe she thinks she's being very funny. I mean, Brooke Shields thought that she was very funny for a long time. So maybe she thinks that she's being very funny. Maybe she's playing for the audience. I don't know. Is that what Santa looks like?
I know.
It's like a yellow Grinch. Okay, yeah. So I looked it up. Tyra did move to Sydney. So she lives in Australia, and she's doing this like hot ice cream thing, like Smy's ice cream. So I think it's just a bizarre, like it's so out of context. It's just
she looks like Bowser from the Mario Brothers.
Yes, like a yellow Koopa. It's just so, it's such a weird look. She's saying like Santa is messing with her ice cream. I don't know what she's trying to do here. If we had like a bigger, better cut, like a wider shot, there's a drag queen just off to the side of her that's just kind of like, girl, what?
The drag queen should have said, I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
Tyra is known for these weird stunts, like the fat suit and the fainting after not eating breakfast. Like she does this weird stuff. So, I mean, we love a stunt queen. Who doesn't, right?
I love before body positivity, though, in the 2000s, because we were such a more vicious culture than we are now, that she was considered like morbidly obese for being like,
I know.
Remember that?
She's like this gorgeous model. There was like a picture of her in a tube strap strapless bathing suit, and it was like the biggest scandal. You look at it, and she just looks totally beautiful and normal.
Oh, now that would be considered on Ozempic in America today. But yeah,
totally.
Yeah.
It's just weird to me because again, she had such a huge talk show. I actually went on it a few times.
You did?
And I remember when Mike Huckabee went on it. It was like a really big deal because it was like showing he was like crossing over to like, more pop culture or whatever. And I just not the trajectory I would necessarily expect from her. I would have expected like maybe a tad more class, but whatever, do what you got to do. Speaking of maybe having a tad more class, so I'm surprised this couple's still together. Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet are in fact still together. There were rumors they had broken up. They showed up at the new Marty Supreme red carpet premiere in Los Angeles yesterday wearing, wait for it, matching neon orange chrome hearts outfits and posed hand in hand. So for people that don't know what Chrome Hearts is, it's like extremely expensive jewelry and clothing, but I associate it with more like biker culture. Like it's not really it's not like Versace. Yeah, bikers like love it. And because, I'm super deep in biker culture. I'm
not.
Arizona
in you.
Yeah. It's very expensive though. Wait, keep that photo up, please. What do we make of this? Do we like this look? Do we not like this look? And
I kind of like it. I
like it on her.
Yeah, it's not exactly Britney and Justin wearing the denim tuxedo, but I think it's kind of cool. I don't know why. I just think that it's cool. I actually think this is the best they've ever looked. I kind of think that this is cool because this is something that no normal person would ever do, but they're not a normal person. She's a Kardashian. He's an actor. I think it's a cool look. His pants are a little too long, but they should be hemmed. But aside from that, I think they look pretty cool. I mean, for actors and for models or whatever she is, a lip girl. Sorry, my dog is acting too terrible.
No, I get it.
But for a mogul that she is, and I think it's cool. I like it. I like it a lot.
If you his fans are apparently unhappy that he's still with her. His fans want her to be. He does, and apparently
Club Chalamet. You've never heard of Club Chalamet?
They want him to be with like a artistic NYU art house
French girl
person. Yeah. So they're very mad he's still with Kylie.
If you look at his purse, it's in a ping pong paddle.
Is that a purse?
Well, that's what the movie
is. It's like
a
bag strap.
Okay. Oh, I got it. I see. Okay. Yeah.
The color is like an homage.
It looks like it's something you'd mine bombs for in Africa with Princess Diana. It's a very weird look, but I think they look cool. I think they look. I mean, listen, he's a movie star. Like you get to sit there and be a little eccentric, and I think that it's a cool look for the two of them.
And it's a premiere. It's not like they're out to lunch.
Yeah.
So, she looks incredible. My goodness. She had 2 kids and that's what she looks like.
Yeah. I mean, they don't look like traffic cones, which is what you want to avoid when you're doing that.
So. I could never
the cutouts.
That. In other breaking pop culture news, I know you're going to be excited about this. Or not. Jen Shah of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City fame was actually released from federal prison in Bryan, Texas, from federal prison camp after serving less than 3 years of her 6.5-year sentence for running a massive wire fraud scheme that targeted thousands of vulnerable victims. It's really sad. A lot of old people took advantage of them. She did plead guilty in 2022, and in her final season on the show, I know you watch Salt Lake City. It's
television.
It is actually
the best
it's
franchise.
Absolutely appointment television. I will stop what I'm doing to get to Salt Lake City.
Same. It's the one I watch live, and I don't watch the other ones live. Andy Cohen said that Jen Shah will adamantly not be returning to Salt Lake City. He made it clear both on Watch What Happens Live and on a Sirius XM show. He does not want to work with her. He said he never wanted to see her again. Is it just going to be too tempting? I kind of want her back on Salt Lake City, but she's a horrible, hard criminal. And again, took advantage of the elderly.
I think that she shouldn't be afforded that platform given her crime. I mean, she wasn't, listen, if you want to rob somebody and you rob a bank, it's better than I guess robbing an old person who doesn't know how to use the computer. So her crime was, I think, too much of a bridge to cross, but Salt Lake doesn't need her. She doesn't need her. And would the other housewives even stay on if they had to be on with her? I mean, they hate her. I mean, they can't stand her as a person. And remember, they fired that girl Jenny for saying something racially insensitive on the show, and it was far less than the crime that Jen Shah has committed. I mean, Jenny was that Asian girl who was on for like half of one season, and I think she was against Black Lives Matter, and they fired her. But that was, I mean, but the show is incredible, and it doesn't miss a beat. I think Bronwyn's a great new cast member.
Me too.
Or a new-ish cast member. I love Brittany. She is a perfect housewife because she doesn't know what's going on. She lives completely in her own head. If she had some Kathy Hilton money, she would be a force to be reckoned with. She's just singing and breaking up the same guy 400 times. And I think it's the longest running show that has the same consistent of the franchise. I didn't watch all the franchises, but the same one that has the same consistent 5 members or 4 core members for this many seasons. And they bring it every single season. It is much CTV.
It's a perfect
There are
show.
rumors that Heather and Meredith are getting demoted to friend of. Just rumors on social media. I don't know if it's necessarily true. Will we support or not support that?
I do not support Meredith. Just her mid-Atlantic accent alone is reason to watch it. You never know what word she's mispronouncing.
Yeah.
And Heather's a bit exhausting. She needs another story besides I was a former Mormon. I mean, we're getting a little tired of it. I think now that the daughters are out of the house and she's trying to do something, I would like if Heather could start dating on the show, that would be really cool. She lost the weight. She admitted that Jen beat the crap out of her. She did all these other things. Now I think it's time to see a different version of her. Of all the 4 Whitney is honestly the most annoying. I can't do one more journey that she's on. And it's an emotional roller coaster, just her by herself. And that marriage is weird as hell. Mary is the best thing on TV right now. Mary and Lisa's having a full-on nervous breakdown and something's going on with her that I'm excited for. I love this show. So
I love Meredith Marks. I think that if they get rid of her, that's a huge mistake. She's always stirring the pot in some way or another, especially behind the scenes. And I live for some sort of like drunk Xanax one-liner where she just snaps and freaks out at everybody. So I'm always waiting for that. That always turns the season. She
does turn the season. She doesn't like to be that messy in the moment. She doesn't like the arguing in the moment, but she definitely is moving chess pieces behind the scenes.
Yeah, and that's what propels the story forward is whatever Meredith does.
For people who are not watching the show, there's a storyline going on right now where Meredith, one of the women, apparently had some kind of serious episode on an airplane where she was physically and emotionally and verbally abusive to Brittany. I just want to know why the hell there's not footage of that.
Is there no
I would like to see it.
Not one of them pulled their phone out. They don't have 30 seconds of her screaming at her. I don't believe it.
I have two things. One, they have it, production has it, and they're waiting for the reunion. Or two,
good.
Two, it was so bad they didn't want to record it. It was actually worse than they even can describe. The fact that everyone has the same story besides her is pretty crazy.
But not even just a passenger on the plane didn't get it?
Well,
like some random?
They're in first class, so maybe it's hard because the seats are bigger to record it all. I do love that they quizzed her on whether or not she actually remembered as what was the ending of Crazy Rich Asians.
She was like, I fell asleep. I took a Xanax. I don't know.
It was good. Yeah.
My other favorite part is when she was meeting Mary about it. And Mary was like, I'm worried about you, that's how you remember what happened. And that's not what happened. I saw it with my eyes. I was there. And I was like, oh my God. Poor Mary's like, she looked like scared. Like she was like talking to someone who was having a break.
Mary has become the voice of reason, which she went from, you smell like hospital to being the voice of reason on the show is a remarkable turnaround in 6 seasons. So
You Smell Like Hospital, still my favorite.
One of the best lines ever recorded. Yeah.
Instant. Love at first sight with that.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
No, she can never go anywhere. Mary can never leave ever.
She's the only one to skip a reunion and get welcomed back with open arms because
it went from you run a cult to being like she's like the voice of advice that she gives on the show, and no one remembers the cult anymore. Crazy, but the show it is really, really good show. I think that Bronwyn may get divorced in the next season because it seems like it's building up to it.
Should get divorced. He's horrible.
Yeah, it's the best show on a reality show by far.
I think it's the best reality show on TV. And by the way, New York Magazine agrees with us. It was ranked incredibly high on the best shows of 2025. So we're not alone in this assessment. I watched the first episode of Beverly Hills. I don't know if you had time, Ryan or Miranda.
No, not yet.
It is not great. It's not great.
Serena. We need her back.
I'm so sorry to disappoint everyone. Feel free to I'll still be watching it, but I don't think I need Rachel Zoe back on my TV. It's like the
Wow.
same. It's boring. She's talking about her clothes the whole time, and like it's just not. And again, I think the Salt Lake City, the like raw, uncensored, insane. Bronwyn's talking about her husband cheating on her and needing to be in an open marriage so she can sleep with someone else and he can sleep with someone else. And I've got Rachel Zoe's closet on. It's just not
As she's
comparable.
going through a divorce, and that's what we're focusing on. I want to hear about the divorce.
You know, and every show needs a villain. Like a good villain. And because you have to love to hate somebody. You can't hate them, but you have to love to hate them. And that's what Lisa was on that show, and Lisa Rinna, and that's what so many of them. Who was on Atlanta? The one who said Gone with the Wind, what's her name? Yeah.
Kenya.
You hated her, but you loved to hate her. That's the way that
I actually
Bethany
liked
was.
Kenya.
Yeah, I loved her. And before that, it was Phaedra or Nene.
You got weird judgment then. But nonetheless, most people, but they love to hate her because she could be so mean, and it's okay. When they cross when Dorinda got really too mean with the alcohol in New York, when she was just violently mean to people, you were just like, I'm not interested anymore. You have to have a level of fun with it, but you can't have a franchise without a villain. Like you just can't.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
You also can't have a good daytime talk show without a foil either. Just my personal assessment. But I totally agree with you. And Lisa Rinna, for whatever it's worth,
those foils win Emmys.
Sometimes you don't get nominated for them if they're gone. Just saying.
Yeah.
I want to say one more thing about the Housewives, and then we'll move on. I met Lisa Rinna several times. She is the loveliest, nicest, friendliest. My husband's aunt buys her clothing off the Home Shopping Network, and she was like telling me codes to give her for like discounts on these pants she wanted. Like, just the idea that she's like this horrible monster villain.
Oh no, but it's a character on television. Yeah, it's a character. You know, that's all it is. And you shouldn't get so invested where you like hate this person. But I mean, good characters on TV. Who was the sister? Who was the alcoholic on the show on
Kim
Beverly?
Richards.
Kim Richards, greatest person ever. I mean, those scenes live like forever.
So compelling too. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a compelling thing. They're funny as hell, and also there's like a aloofness where they don't really know what's going on. That's what makes Kathy Hilton so wonderful, because you're like, I don't know how much is you're playing on, and so how much you just really don't know. Like, you're so rich, you don't have to know. That's pretty.
And she's used to having cameras following her around for this, that, or the other. So she's like, is this Entertainment Tonight? Is this Housewives? Is this my documentary crew? Who knows? Who cares? Whatever. I'm just going to do my thing. Yeah.
Last final question about Beverly Hills. Kyle Richards has finally sort of conceded that she's at least bisexual. She said she could. I know. We're all over it.
Why now? Why not 3 years ago? It's so stupid.
Been with Morgan Wade forever. For people that don't know, there's the longest running housewife on that show, Kathy Hilton's sister Kyle. She and her husband got a divorce, and she's been with him like a 30-year younger musician, and then like was very open about it. She was on the show, and they were very flirty. It was like very odd. It's not the way
they were like making
straight
out in a
women
music
or
video.
just platonic women interact with each other at all.
Remember when Danielle from New Jersey had a girlfriend and they sang that song
on Watch What Happens
Live?
To
launch it,
I
and
thought
it didn't go anywhere.
Yes.
Maybe we should move Danielle to Beverly Hills and really spice things up for a season. That would
really
actually bring
pull someone's hair tracks out.
So sorry, guys. Paige wants to join the conversation. Thank you for joining our reality show conversation.
Paige.
Hi, Paige.
Yes.
Anything you want to add to our fun Wednesday Christmas time reality show conversation?
Yes. So it took me a little while to get logged on. However, since you guys were talking about Salt Lake City, it would be remiss if I didn't ask about your views about the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
I'm not watching it.
Don't watch it.
I'm aware it's a blind spot for me, and it's hugely popular.
Our producer Kara is furious that we don't watch it because she always wants to talk about it, and we get in big trouble that we.
I was actually going to try and get into it on maternity leave.
You should.
That's our big goal.
I need a show.
Break.
Yes.
Yeah,
but I know it's like a phenomenon. So I apologize. I don't have a better answer for you.
I never saw it.
I think it's because we're not super into TikTok. So when I was like, should I watch this? I was like, I don't even know what mom talk is. Am I even going to understand this show? So,
but I will say I like Cody and Coyote Pass and all the polyamorous. Yes. Have you watched?
Oh, that's the show with he has like
Sister Wives. Yes.
No, they were like neighbors and friends, and they were all like sleeping with each other, I think.
Why are they? Can I ask this weird question? I mean, I know reality show doesn't pay a lot, but why are they all so
poor?
If they've been on for 15 years, no one made a soap line of like nothing, like no one, they're all broke.
Ryan, they've been on like 20 years, number one.
Crazy.
And Cody's such a dick. And that show, I like dipped in and out. And then I started watching again because they moved to Flagstaff. And I have friends that live in Flagstaff. And I was like, I can't believe these like polyamorous people are in Flagstaff. And then he broke up, all his wives left him except one. And it was like the most compelling. And they've all, except for one who I think respectfully may want to explore her sexuality just from what we've observed on the show.
The first wife.
Yes.
Yeah. Is this Sister Wives?
I think so.
Yeah,
too.
Sister Wives.
Okay.
Right? But they've all gotten remarried and seem like very happy and very like, yes.
Christine did.
Except for one. Christine did. Right. Yeah. But seems like very happy. And Cody was such a dick and he was so disgusting to all his wives. And I don't find him attractive at all. I have no idea how he got four women to marry him.
But why are they poor? I just want to know why. Where is the money going? Why are they poor? I was
forensic accountant right now.
I was at dinner with Ann Coulter and a few other people, and we were talking. I don't know, we got into like Britney Spears. I'm like, how doesn't she have like $1 billion? How are some of these people just mismanaged out of money so crazy if they've been famous for so long? I don't know why all these women don't have like an organic Mormon, a bakery shop. I don't know, something like something that they could sit there and peddle this. It's crazy that no one like learned from Bethany Frankel to make like a line and sell it. 20 years and they're all broke as anything.
Yeah.
I think I don't think they're paid well. I have heard TLC doesn't pay well for whatever that's worth.
I think you're right. Sorry. Because he just competed on Special Forces and got absolutely shellacked.
He did.
Yes.
Okay, can I tell you something about Special Forces? Because I've been offered it twice. And like the day I go on Special Forces is like, I literally was like, that's of all the reality shows on planet Earth, and I'm never going on one, and I'm not, but that is literally the last one. It pays very well, and you get paid a full paycheck to be, even if you're on one episode, you get a full paycheck. And I think you get more if you win, but it's kind of like a baseline pay. So when I saw that, was it Brittany from Vanderpump when she went on, like, and she left the first day, I was like, she's still getting, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like a good paycheck. I remember, because it was like, I was like, oh, that's what that one pays.
6 or 7 figures. 6.
It was like mid 6, but like good. And I don't remember exactly, but like, more than most Americans make in a few years. So anyway, I'm just saying.
So Gia Giudice and
Teresa, they both did it.
Gia won with Shawn Johnson, the gymnast. Teresa couldn't watch her fight.
No, I get that.
Oh, you have to physically fight?
Yes.
You're like a Navy SEAL training. Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Is there any other shows?
I don't like that.
I was like, I'm not even in good shape. Like, whatever. Is there any reality shows we should be watching, you think, Paige, other than Mormon Wives?
I mean, you guys definitely need to watch it. It is such an absolute disaster. I'm not going to lie.
Isn't one of them the new Bachelorette?
Yes, Taylor Frankie Paul. So I'm not a TikToker either, but I somehow got thrown into this through a friend, and I don't know what the deal is with Mom Talk. You have to look up the whole Fruity Pebbles scandal.
I heard about it.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
I will pitch one reality show to watch. It's not a high stakes one. It's called Back to the Frontier. It was on HBO Max, I think, and some other thing. These people pretend it's all 1830. It's 3 families. There's no money. Like, there's no winning. Like, they just have to survive. And like, everyone's constantly shocked on the show that like they can't wear makeup. It's the funniest thing in the entire world. If you go in with an open mind, you're like,
what's it called?
Like Oregon Trail?
Back to the Frontier. Yeah, they just live on the frontier in Wyoming for like a whole summer with their whole family, and they have to survive and like get lives. It's hysterically funny. It's so funny. And they have like one grandma, and they talk to her like she was like alive at the time. It is bizarre. It's funny. No one wins the money. Like, there's nothing to win from it. It's just the experience. I loved it.
Like that one episode of Parks and Rec where they live in the old town of Pawnee. Oh my God, that's so funny. She's like,
loved it.
Whittling the piece of wood. Oh, that's great.
Oh God,
I've been watching Southern Charm too, whatever that's worth to you, on Bravo. I do like that show.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, except I think that Shep has aged out of it. And Shep and I have a mutual friend. I was like, he's like 48 or something, and he's still hitting on 20 something years old, and it's like it's like gross. It's like he's not good on the show anymore.
It's not
but
cute
the show
anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We're going to have to move on to something more serious, but Paige, I appreciate that. And we will take your Mormon Wives recommendation.
Yes.
And don't sleep on Sister Wives, you guys. I'm telling you, it's
wild.
But they look so normal like that. You're right, Ryan. Like they just look like nothing ever changes. And like their clothes are the same. Their parties are the same. Like, it's like, I feel bad for these people. They should be earning more money. Like their lives.
I feel bad for the kids.
For 2 decades.
The children.
Yeah. And that guy Cody's a dick. Anyway, thank you.
I think everybody's in agreement. I don't need to watch the show to know that. Thank
you.
Thank you. Well, this is like sort of a funny political and culture thing. So Miranda and I did a whole thing that we do not mind people wearing pajamas at the airport when Secretary Duffy was like making things that like people should basically be dressed up in like suits to be at the airport. We were both saying, I actually don't give a shit what people wear to the airport one way or the other, because sometimes you could be at the airport a million hours and you want to be comfortable. So he has a new Make Travel family friendly again campaign, and he went to Reagan National Airport on Monday with RFK and his daughter and fitness influencer Dr. Paul Saladino, and I want to show you his proposal for how to make the airport more family friendly and health focused. Number 2, please. There was music to this.
So they're doing to do pull-ups. Okay.
So they all do push-ups. So his proposal is for us to all be doing pull-ups and push-ups at the airport.
How does me as a mom help me get my kids through the airport? Because if I was doing pull-ups, I'd drop them.
Also, aren't people going to get sweaty? And like, is this really where you want to be working out? And I felt like I really like Sean Duffy. I've known him and his wife a long time. I think they're really nice people. But every single thing he does, I'm like, have you met, again,
people,
like just
an
average person trying to go to the airport? What do you make of this?
This looks great for TikTok bros. I can't wait to see this all over people's feeds that they, beat their buddies at the pull-up contest drunk after going to the Chili's too. And then getting on the plane all sweaty and disgusting.
Could we make like water at the airport not cost $7? That would be much more higher on my to-do list. Yeah, I've never gone to the airport once and thought to myself, you know what I would love to do? Get a workout in right now, because it's just never been I would love it if like gates were available upon landing. That would be like a high priority, or if everything wasn't $1 million to walk through, or
better seating.
Yeah, like, or if, it's really nice when you go to a small airport that doesn't have a lot of traffic, because like the TSA people are generally very nice to you and they're excited I guess you're there at all. And then when you go to like a major airport like JFK or DCA or anywhere, they are the rudest people on the planet sometimes. Or like, I don't know where you think you're going, or like when they're trying to direct to which line to put your stuff. And I'm like, this is horrific. So no, doing pull-ups at the airport is not my to-do list. There's like 400 things. As far as dressing in pajamas goes, I do think it's kind of gross. I hate when people take their shoes off in the airport and they have their bare feet. That is disgusting. There is a level, but I don't like ever wearing a belt, because you always have to take it off. And then like, you can't get too dressy at the airport. That's the thing. There's a happy medium.
Yeah. We're not talking about like your full on, like your flannel pajamas. We're talking about like leggings and a t-shirt. Like you don't need to get
the ass flap hanging out. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, exactly. Your nightcap. But we're talking about like, you need to be comfortable, especially if you're like a parent traveling with your children. Make the seats a little bit bigger. Make it more comfortable for people. A lot of people have these children sitting on your laps. I don't know what this pull-up bar routine is going to do.
What Ryan's saying about airport inflation, we've talked about this, like $70 for a hamburger. Like I really, it's very expensive to go to the airport. And then sometimes you're just like stranded there and you're at the mercy of what they have. And it's like a soggy sandwich. It costs $40. Right. I just want to say one more thing, and then I have to do an ad. I love ice cream, but I love Cold Stone so much. Pro tip, the former governor of Arizona, Doug Ducey, actually invented and owns Cold Stone. I just found out that the largest size Cold Stone costs $27. like the largest, if you want a cup of like, and I was like, $27, you could buy like 2 pints of ice cream.
Better
Isn't
come
that
with a cow
crazy?
along with it. Like
Yeah.
they said, that Jim milks us that they can get the ice cream. That's crazy.
I have something to say
wild.
about the airport, actually. I don't understand why Sean is doing this other than he's trying to distract from the fact that travel and his just overall job is a disaster. Because why is this Secretary of Transportation worrying about these like shiny objects? Like he's distracting us. Why are we doing?
Because you know what it is? This is why you can't have an office with too many people too far younger than you. You need someone to say, no, that's a little crazy. Like you need somebody to sit there and say, like, if Meghan was like, hey, let's do a full podcast where we're in bikinis, Miranda, you'd be like, let's not, because that's probably like you need someone to push against you every once in a while, and everyone say, you know what, great idea. Push-ups at the airport. Let's pull ups to the airport. Let's go for it. You need something like that.
His
really
job
quick
is infrastructure, not pull-ups and breastfeeding stations. That's ridiculous.
Are you looking for a Christmas present, Ryan? Of course you are.
Yes, I need some shopping. Yes,
you have got to check out Cozy Earth. They have the most wonderful sheets that we have ever. I'm so obsessed with these sheets. They sent us these wonderful ones. They're like so soft and silky and amazing. And if you want to have a 100-night sleep trial, if you don't love them, you can return them hassle-free. We also love their bathrobes, their pajamas. I love their body butter and their candles. It's basically the vibe I'm in is the sleepy time tea bear is what I want to be like for the holiday season. And if you want any of those things, we actually have a promo code for you. So thank you so much to Cozy Earth. Give the gift of everyday holiday luxury this holiday season and head on over to cozyearth.com and use my code McCain for up to 40% off. Just be sure to place your order by December 12th. Or guaranteed Christmas delivery. Listening after the 12th, don't worry, my code still works year round for 20% off. And if you get a post-purchase survey, please make sure to mention you heard about Cozy Earth right here at Citizen McCain. Give the gift of comfort, that lasts beyond the holidays and carries you into a cozy new year. We love our partners at Cozy Earth, and I genuinely am so obsessed with these sheets. Everyone I know is getting them for Christmas, starting with you and Miranda, Ryan. So thank you.
The vibe is bears hibernating for the winter, and they have everything you could think of. Anything, it's like amazing.
Very cool.
All right, Ryan, I have to ask you about this. Last night, Trump did a rally in the Poconos, of all things, in Pennsylvania. I know you spent a lot of time in Pennsylvania. I don't know if you know that area very well.
I do. Yeah.
So during the rally, President Trump said some really, I think, off-message remarks about America's affordability woes. And I believe we have the clip. It says I have a clip of Ilhan Omar, but I want the one of him talking about number 11, please. Thank you.
2.9. Look at that. Our prices are coming down. Their prices, it's a hoax. They're just, remember they said the Inflation Reduction Act. Remember that? Billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars, the inflation, and after they got it approved, because we had a few Republicans that went along with that whole hoax.
Okay, so this is getting a lot of attention online. It was like leading all the shows this morning, getting a lot of like chatter online. You know better than anyone. You work in politics and run a consulting firm. People are very anxious about the economy. Do you think this was a misstep on his part?
Yeah, he's being strangely defensive over this instead of being forward-looking to an absurd degree. It's funny because the Poconos is an area where people either who can't afford to live in New York and New Jersey anymore they move to like the Poconos areas because it's much cheaper to live, and it's also home to a lot of I guess middle income to lower income resorts that you can go to for a fairly cheap price for a family. So that's like prime area where like the affordability issue really hits home. And I think that what Trump should have done and what he should be saying is here's the parts of the economy that prices have reduced, right? Not everything is increasing. What we are seeing on a daily basis with food especially has been increasing. Insurance has been increasing. Electricity bills have been increasing. We're feeling it. It's, the media has done a very good job at saying it's just the tariffs. It's not, because certain things that are tariff, the prices haven't increased. Rent in a lot of cities has gone down. Gas prices have gone down. There are silver linings to sit there and to talk about. The problem is there was this expectation with Trump that he was going to come into office, wave a magic wand, the prices will all of a sudden be 2019 levels. And that's just not going to happen. Inflation rate has decreased, but we are not in a deflationary period. So it's going to take a long time to get over what COVID did. It could take well into a decade to do what COVID did. So I think highlighting what the good things are would be better, and saying you're going to get, a tax cut, especially, increase with if you have children. Talk about the benefits, be forward looking into 2026. Saying it's a hoax makes people say, don't believe your lying eyes. And that's not a politically viable answer.
And the Poconos, is that where like the famous love hotels were, like the honeymoon hotels?
So that was more in upstate New York, but it's the same area. It's Appalachia. It's a lot of like, casinos mixed with like motels, mixed with like family swimming pool, not swimming pools, but like water park amusement rides. You can go shooting, you can go camping. It's a good place for families who can't afford Florida, can't afford, a big vacation. And it's probably a third of it's now probably Hispanic, because it's a lot of working class people. It's a great part of the country, and it's a lot of New Yorkers and New Jerseyans who can't afford those two blue states anymore, or expensive blue states anymore, are moving to Pennsylvania, that part specifically, because it's pretty close to the city, like driving wise.
Yeah, it's quite beautiful. I believe, if I've been told that, but I don't know if I don't know what I'm talking about, like the forest.
No,
or whatever.
Nice. It's a nice family area for sure, but it's a big place that affordability hits home in that area.
Really quickly, we have a question from Melissa to join the conversation. Hi, Melissa. How are you? Where are you calling in from?
I'm coming from South Carolina.
Hi. And what's your question?
I want to say, one comment and then one question for Ryan. I'm a huge Ryan fan, by the way.
Oh. I found the one.
Yeah. If anyone's ever flown through Terminal A in Newark with children, that playground is amazing. And
there's a playground.
That's awesome.
If there were more playgrounds in airports, like, they're amazing. And I really like that. And then I flew through Philly a few weeks ago and went to a restaurant, and you had to buy the expensive water because you couldn't buy tap water. The waitress is nice to give me a cup so I could walk halfway down the terminal to the water fountain and back, because I'm that person. But that's how bad traveling in airports that don't care is.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was really interesting. So I love that they are saying, like, hey, let's put some like playgrounds in airports, because as a mom, I really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Cody is a dick.
Yes, he is.
Anybody who didn't listen to that is like, what?
Yeah. If anyone didn't listen to the first part, yes, that was totally, listen to the first half is great. I do not watch any of the Real Housewives, so I can't comment on that.
Okay.
But my question for Ryan is, I would listen to your most recent numbers game, and the last question you touched on there was about the what DeSantis has done as far as energy and data centers and all of that stuff. Ron DeSantis is an amazing governor, but obviously was not that nationally popular. How do we get someone to be a Ron DeSantis for America? Because that would be kind of amazing.
Yeah, DeSantis' talent is he's very detail oriented. So he made a lot of rules early on when data centers were being built that they could not get like certain tax cuts at the expense of residents for the electric bill. So basically, data centers were not going to jack up residents' electric bills in Florida, and it's actually like the most forward-thinking state when it comes to electricity costs by far, and it was his bill, and he deserves a lot of credit for it. When I was with DeSantis ahead of his presidential run, what I would say to him constantly was like, here's your problem. If you don't want to live in Florida, you need a message for all Americans, right? And a part of your message can be Florida is wonderful. That's great, but I live in Michigan. I'm going to always live in Michigan. I'm going to always live in South Carolina. What I would say is it's, for being president, right, the most important thing I think is a general vision on multiple sectors of like, where is the country going? A lot of times what we talk about in the chatter space is personalities or infighting or palace intrigue. And really what And while this is happening, especially recently on the right over Candace Owens or Tucker Carlson or Charlie Kirk's wife or whatever the case is, people are making the policies we're going to live with while we talk about very minuscule things. And I think that the most important thing for us as a party, I don't know if you're conservative, but the ones who are, is to sit there and say, here's my expectations over AI policy. Here's my expectations over job creation, over immigration or trade. Let's work on the details for those things, because not everything that a governor does is what a president does, right? So a president's a much bigger thing. I think that working on those kinds of details of what we expect is how we're going to get some of the results that we want. No, you're never going to agree with a president, any president, 100% of the time, but that's really where we're going to get something that's more geared towards the livability of the average American and why. And DeSantis is brilliant about that. He just, it was a really rough year and it was a tough time to run. But I think a big thing that he missed is talking to people outside of the Florida bubble about what is appealing for the nation, And I always said, and I said to him, you cannot make the conversation just about COVID. You can't make the conversation just about you. Tell me what you're going to do in Wisconsin, in Michigan, in Nevada, in Arizona. It can't just be about Florida. But I think he's a brilliant governor. He's done a lot of great things, from education to energy to the environment. Even he's a great environmental governor. Yeah. And I also told him to start taxing Canadians who have second homes in Florida, because they have, I think, 200,000 second homes in Florida.
I heard that the debates you guys have had about the property tax thing and the Canadian stuff, I think brilliant plan. But my parents live in Florida. They absolutely love their governor. And I will say, of the government branch that I'm most excited about is honestly the FDA. I'm a doctor, so that's probably has a lot to do with why. But like Marty McCary doing these, like, I just found them, these like weekly or monthly like things that he does on YouTube, where it's him and it's Vinay Prasad and probably their communications lady. That's fantastic. I love that kind of communication about like what's our government actually doing and accomplishing, and how are we making things better, and what changes are they making, and why are they making them. I think that's fantastic. I love hearing that stuff. I wish that more departments could communicate that same way.
Yeah,
but
I wish like the FDA. One thing
we can talk about that stuff. And
one thing I said to an FDA person
Tucker's
recently is, for people who have chronic illnesses, newly developed chronic illnesses, like from Parkinson's to, whatever, if there was a website available that the government said these are accredited sources for information that you should go to find out what to even ask a doctor, to find out what to even, like, not the cure, not the treatment preferred, but where are the resources to the Michael J. Fox Foundation or to whatever foundations you need to sit there, or the Alzheimer's Research Foundation, credible research oriented nonprofits, or medical treatment exams where you could sit there and get those resources. Because for people who, while we're talking about the cost of healthcare, for people who all of a sudden wake up one day and they have a chronic illness that could be terminal, the time you spend researching for credible sources to even get the information is so extensive that it eats away the time that you could sit there and get help. So things like that are there's so many low-hanging fruits that the government could do. That's why when like they do push-ups in the airport, I'm like, this is missing the mark.
Can I ask
I'm
you?
less excited about the plus, but definitely playground. Yeah.
Melissa, on that issue of talking about Florida, I'm sure you saw, and Ryan, I know you and Miranda saw, that Democrat Eileen Higgins defeated Republican Emilio Gonzalez, marking the very first time that a Democrat has become mayor in that area in Florida since 1997. DNC head Ken Martin said of the win, tonight's result is yet another warning sign to Republicans that voters are fed up with their out-of-touch agenda that is raising costs for working families across the country. Ryan and Melissa, do you think this is that accurate, or is this just a fluke runoff?
So it's not exactly accurate, because in the mid 2000s there was two Democrats running, one as an independent, one as a Democrat, and the independent one. So I mean, but he was a Democrat right before and became a Democrat right after he was mayor. So, but he was a Democrat. So it's not exactly accurate. When it comes to, I think, Miami, where I have relatives who live, I think the city has done such massive transformations, especially since COVID, that I think that for a lot of portions of that city who generational, like living their generation was still a possibility even, 10 years ago. I think the influx of the tech bros to that city has really created some economic animosity towards the new influx of Miami money. And I think that's partially why they run. Also, a lower turnout election, of course, helps the people with a ginned up base. And the person who won is very personally popular, too.
Giancarlo Sopo brought up the tech bro element of it too. And it's kind of interesting that the tech people coming in and changing the demographics of Miami made such an impact in the election. I don't know how much of the tea leaves I want to read into this, but it's not a fantastic sign. But when only 36,000 people vote in an election, I mean,
I'd be interested to see the exit polling because I want to see why, like, did the Cubans not show up? Is it going to be better for the midterms? Is this going to be more of a alarm to people to show up? And then midterms are going to be hugely popular. So I want to see some more information about what happened. I want to see the forensics about it.
Yeah.
I can't tell you that much about South Florida. I can tell you North Florida is still Trump country.
Sure.
Where
the
my parents
Panhandle.
live at. Yeah. South Carolina is definitely still Trump country. But I think one of the things that like drives me crazy is like the recent documentary on housing in New York City and how all of the rent freezes really actually just paralyze housing supply and drive up the cost of housing. We don't talk about that. Our media won't talk about that. We'll talk about how wonderful it is that Mondamis is going to freeze the rent for 3 years, but like we won't talk about how that continues to cut the supply of housing. I mean, I am also a landlord because I did my residency in Florida and I still have my house there and I rent it out. But the only reason I've had to raise the rent in the last 3 years is because my income taxes or my property taxes have gone up so much. So I have not kept up with inflation on the rent because I don't think that is, but I have to keep up with the property taxes. Like I'm not going to lose money on it. But I've raised it just enough to keep up with the property taxes. But people here were talking about their rent being raised $400 and $500 a month during 2022 and 2023. That's a lot of money. Like people whose rent started at like 1,000, raising it by 300, 400, or 500. Like that's a lot.
Yeah.
So like mine, like we haven't done nearly that, and we could, like that's technically fair market value, but I don't think that's right. We've had great long-term tenants. I don't want them to go anywhere. So, I wish that we talked more about like that's what drives me crazy about affordability is like, yes, there's an affordability crisis. The scam is that none of those policies that are being pushed are going to do anything about it. Like a state-run grocery store isn't going to bring down grocery prices. Like what will bring down grocery prices is less tax, less regulation, less government involvement because it's expensive to comply.
Also with housing, something that no one ever talks about, but housing is if we actually were able to effectively crack down on crime, the amount of available housing that people will not move into neighborhoods because it's too crime ridden. If they weren't crime ridden, we would open up across the country millions of houses, like millions and millions. If cities like if St. Louis and Detroit were safe, not just them, but like parts of Philadelphia, you can buy parts of how you can buy a house. Imagine if Baltimore was as safe as as Pittsburgh or something like that. The amount of people from the exurbs of Washington D.C. who could move there, if it was as safe as Alexandria or something like that, they would absolutely move there and you would open up opportunity and reduce costs. But I think that there's multiple ways to hit at an angle. But what happens is a lot of time lobbyists and people who pay influencers say, this is what we want to hit. It's just zoning. It's just tariffs. It's just this. It's just that. When really there's a lot of conversations across the board that could be happening.
Yeah.
Melissa,
and I think
thank you so much.
If you try to solve the problem, the entire problem at one time, you'll never make it there. So solve it in increments. It's okay to do little things and do lots of little things. Like that's great.
Yeah.
But thank you guys. I appreciate the
thank you. And thank you.
questions.
And continue listening to Ryan's podcast.
Yes,
very good.
please.
Yeah,
and ours. Yeah.
And ours.
And yours.
Yes.
I listen to both of them.
Thank you very much,
Melissa.
Melissa. Merry Christmas. On that vein, have you seen Marjorie Taylor Greene's like redemption tour? I'm not sure what she's doing. We actually have a clip of her on CNN that I wanted to show you, where she's just trying to reinvent herself as the great moderate. Number 3, please.
Also am concerned because I don't think the president's team nor the speaker have told the president about the legislation that I've introduced, that actually much of it directly literally aligns with the agenda that he campaigned on. I campaigned on in 2024. Many of my bills are actually his executive orders in legislative form. And if the speaker would pass my bills, if the President Trump were to sign them into law, guess what? His executive orders, which make him literally a temporary president, his executive orders, which are my bills, would become law that would become permanent. And so I think it's very unfortunate.
Because when
Ryan, I like, she's about to be out of office literally in like 2 weeks. Like she's not going to be in Congress anymore. I am not buying her redemption, moderate, whatever. I just I think it's out of desperation. What do you make of all of it? And do you think she's going to be a spoiler candidate in 28 against JD Vance and whomever else?
I don't think she's going to be a spoiler candidate. I mean, I spoke to her not too long ago, and I don't think running for office is her interest right now. Listen, she's not the only woman in Congress to be frustrated with Mike Johnson, right? There's
lots of people, right?
Lots of people are very frustrated with Mike Johnson and what's going on with the bills. There are bills that have well over 100+ members of Congress that are signed on to them that can't get a vote. So there's a lot of bottlenecking going on that is frustrating everybody. And I think that when it comes to the White House is being run more efficiently than it ever has been. It's not like people are walking in, walking out like the first term. That also, when you're not getting your access that I think you want, you probably are a little pissed off by it and a little frustrated. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, she's not, I wish her well. I really do. I hope that she has a very nice life. I don't think she's going to prepare to run for office again. She doesn't have a lot of money sitting in a campaign account, which I was pretty shocked by. It's a couple $100,000. It's not enough to pitch and run a statewide office. It's not like AOC, who's got like $20 million in her coffers. I think that this is kind of where she's going to sit there and be. Maybe she'll be a pundit. Maybe she'll do something else. But I think that and she changed her staff recently too. So right before she made this kind of transition. So I think that she's just, I don't believe she's going to run as a spoiler. I think that this is kind of her political swan song.
Can you give me some more gossip if you have it? So there's rumors that Kristi Noem's job is in jeopardy. We actually have a video of her, number 6, responding to the rumors, which have been all over social media and reported in Axios, of maybe Kristi Noem being replaced by my governor, Glenn Youngkin. Number 6, please.
There have been reports that the president is possibly considering replacing you. Have you got any indication of that? And what's your response?
No, I don't have any indication of that. The president is fantastic. I'm very proud every single day to be able to work for him.
Do you expect to be serving all 4 years of this administration?
I will serve at the president's pleasure, which I'm very grateful to get to do, and he gives me a wonderful opportunity to do a job that matters for the safety of the American people.
The allegations, or that part of her possibly being pushed out, is over fallout from her alleged relationship with Corey Lewandowski, who is a, quote, constant source of frustration inside the DHS. He is married and serves as Noem's influential advisor and has drawn scrutiny for everything from botched spending decisions to pushing a more aggressive ICE shakeup while allegedly undercounting his legally limited work days. The White House has said these rumors are nonsense, but I don't know. Where there's smoke, there tends to be fire.
I have heard there's going to be a few stories coming out about Corey in the very near future that I've heard about. And basically, Corey has been allegedly personally trying to push out people that he feels undermine him as a person, not undermine the president, not undermine the admission, but undermine him. And allegedly, enough of these things have come out where it's a problem for him. I mean, when you have people in the White House who do not like you, your best bet, and you have a great job, your best bet is to just do your job and sail under the radar and just be there. Don't be a cause of problems. And Corey has a lot of people in the White House who do not like him, and he has not made himself a hidden figure at DHS, and it's caused a lot of issues.
Yeah, it's weird to me that she would continue keeping. Corey Lewandowski is a very controversial figure for a lot of different reasons. Just Google it. He has a long history of behave. I was done with him after his incident with Michelle Fields.
Yes.
Strange, unprofessional. He's not a great reflection of the Trump White House. And I actually don't think he's the type of figure that Trump continues to surround himself with right now. Look at who he has in his cabinet and his advisors, and look at him. I don't understand why Kristi Noem has kept him so close. I don't understand why he continues to have this job, even though apparently there's a legal amount of days that he has gone over. It feels like it's like,
we know why he has the job. I mean, allegedly.
We do, but I don't want my
allegedly
little show
they're not going to get sued. Yeah.
allegedly, they are more than just advisors. So, but and everyone knows
they're very good friends. Yeah,
they're
it's
very
sort of
good
like
friends.
There's some rumors in DC which aren't even rumors. It's just like, I don't know, allegations that are presumed to probably be true. How's that?
Right.
Stuff people say they know. Yes.
Yes. And again, when you're not doing anything to dispel those rumors optically, what do you what do you expect to happen? Do you believe the Glenn Youngkin rumors that if she would be replaced, it would be him?
I don't know. I don't think that he has any experience at DHS either. And at the end of the day, when you're working that DHS job, you really have to be a great team member to Stephen Miller. And I think really it would be who Stephen Miller wants more than anybody aside from Trump himself. But I think Stephen Miller would be a key person behind that. So I don't know. I guess I don't know. I've not heard that, but I would be kind of surprised if Youngkin did that, because Youngkin, is likely setting himself for another run somewhere. So I don't see why he would do that job at DHS.
My last question for you: do you believe the rumors about issues with Kash Patel, head of the FBI, that maybe he might be on his way out after New Year's? And I actually did hear a confirmed story that I'm not allowed to say, that there is someone that is not a high level cabinet member, but a notable person in the administration that will be leaving after New Year, which I will tell you offline.
We're at the 1 year part. I think it's a question of do a lot of people survive to the midterms? At the midterms, normally people start leaving. So I don't know about Kash specifically. I've never heard anything, but I do know that there are a number of people who are looking at exit doors and saying, I'm going to head out. But part of it's normal, and part of it is frustration with Trump. The controversial people, the quote unquote controversial media, I haven't heard many of them wanting to leave. RFK, I don't believe is leaving, but maybe I'm wrong. But yeah,
I don't think RFK. He's nowhere. I think he just got in.
Pull-ups at the airport. I think he's going to be here a while.
I did hear. I think I'm allowed to repeat this, but I actually heard a rumor again yesterday that he may be doing in the future after the New Year some stuff about prenatal health in America, and that we have a very high mortality rate of women giving birth in the country, and especially with Black women. And I heard a rumor that it may be something he's focusing on, which I said would be obviously a home run. I think everybody could get on board with focusing on that.
And his wife's such a great spokesperson.
I love his wife. She was one of my favorites this year. She's just very classy. Is there anything, Ryan, you want to promote or say? You saved our asses today.
Yes,
no, I love you guys. I love that Miranda's here. She was sick last time. And I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas. And I go to my podcast. I always could use, and it's on YouTube now. So if you can follow on YouTube, that'd be always helpful, because we need to get more followers. But aside from that, I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. And again, his podcast is Numbers Game. It's really, I'm not just saying this, it's very, very good. I enjoy it. I listen to it every week. You get really good guests too. And
it's very nerdy. It's not for everybody, but I try to give you guys the data. I don't really tell you how to think. I just tell you what's out there. And so that way you maybe have a different perspective, or your confirmed perspective, or whatever.
And also you can follow Ryan on X at Ryan Girdusky. And Merry Christmas to you and your family. And I love you. And
love you too.
When inevitably when my next guest cancels, I'll be
texting. I mean, when the dancing bear cancels, call me. I'm always available. So yeah, absolutely. All right. Bye, guys.
Thanks, Ryan.
Absolutely.
All right. Merry Christmas, guys. We will see you Monday. We have
douchebag and darling.
Oh, I'm sorry. We do have one douchebag and darling. Let me just grab it really quick.
We are not allowed to leave until we do that.
And then just a reminder, next week is our last week before Christmas break, and then I'm going on maternity leave as long as I give birth and it happens.
I mean, they're not allowed to stay. He's not allowed to stay in there. And we will be doing the Diddy documentary on Monday. Sorry.
I'm going to be honest. I'm having a hard time watching the Diddy documentary. It's violent. It's dark. it's just not the vibe I'm in right now. So I'm having a hard time watching it. So just FYI. And a reminder, when I'm on maternity leave, we are going to have guest hosts filling in on the show.
With
so
me.
it's not
I will
going to
be
be
here.
with Miranda. Yes. Miranda will still be here. Ashley will still be here. Team's still here. I just won't be. And I'm going to try and come back as fast as possible.
Meghan will be doing surprise pop-ins. And I expect Ryan will be one of our friends that
I would love for him to guest host.
In with me. Yes.
Yes, and you get along with him.
I love
All right,
him,
our darling of
he
the
would do
week
every day. That'd be great with me.
Our darling of the week is Anthony Ruff-E5S on YouTube. He said this, or she, this is my absolute favorite podcast / YouTube channel. Keep it up, ladies. You're doing amazing. Thank you so much, Anthony. I believe that's a male. Thank you so much, Anthony. That's very kind. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you for writing such a nice comment. Right, Miranda?
Yes, I love that.
Appreciate that. And then our douchebag of the day is Sammy1221 on X. The turtleneck ain't doing it, girl. Please spend less time hating and more time finding a stylist. Okay, a few things on the turtleneck. Like nothing fits me right now. Okay, you guys.
Was it at you or was it at me? God, could have been.
No, it's at me because I've been wearing turtlenecks recently. It is a goddamn tundra here, right? Actually, it is freezing here. It's the coldest winter I've had since I have moved here. It was 18 degrees yesterday.
Cold? Oh my goodness.
It is freezing. I had to de-ice my car 2 days ago. It is freezing, and it's freezing in this studio, right, Ashley? So
get the woman cold. A space heater. Sheesh.
Number one. Number two, nothing fits me except men's Old Navy turtlenecks, and I'm trying to look professional, you guys. Okay, I could come in wearing what I wear at my house, which is Christmas pajamas. Like, happy
I almost
to do
wore
that.
a giant sweatshirt today. I almost did.
Like, fine, I'll wear a Christmas sweatshirt next week. How about that?
We should be wearing Christmas stuff next week. Quite frankly,
the turtleneck ain't doing it. I'm doing my best, you guys. I'm doing my best.
I can see you guys in the chat. Do you care if we wear Christmas sweatshirts next week? Do you care? Shake your head.
And do you want to know why
Miranda
and I don't have a stylist? Because this is on YouTube. Because we don't work on network television, and also
we fund ourselves. Yeah.
I have looked into hiring a stylist for different events and whatever. Stylist is the great grift of the world. A stylist is more than drug dealers. It is so expensive. One that I looked into, they were like, it's $1,500 a day. And I was like, a day? A day? Like,
I can ask Google what to wear. What's trending now? Yeah, I can.
So I was just like, and again, I'm sure there maybe are stylists. Some places was like a person that was recommended, but I was like,
no offense to stylists listening, but I mean, I sit on my floor for an hour. I'm not doing that. We have a lovely clothing sponsor in Quince. I can just pick something off their website.
We're just gonna wear Quince and Cozy Earth, you guys. But I'm
sorry,
Cozy Earth
RHOBH is what I will wear next week. Thank you.
I'm sorry this is bothering everyone. Like I said, when I say nothing fits me, I mean even Ben's shirts aren't really fitting me right now. Like nothing is fitting me. I am wearing a XXXL. Okay. Again, don't you watch Tucker Carlson? I'm fat. God, hello.
Again,
I'm wearing what I can.
You've got yourself and a person inside. You're at capacity. The fire marshal's going to come shut you down.
I literally
have
too many people in your body. Thank God. And I can't breathe you guys are so lucky I'm even doing a show still. I can barely function. Ask Ashley. I'm waddling in here like I'm the penguin.
We need to get a dolly and just wheel you out.
So to Sammy, Miranda and I will have our Gucci on Monday. Okay.
They won't like it then either. Yeah.
But also it is freezing. It is it is so cold here. So
hey, Sammy, please send us messages of what outfits you'd like to see us in.
Yeah. And also money. Sammy, can you show me what you wear every day? I'd love to see it.
I want to send us some outfits, inspo, send us some money, and we'll be happy to oblige. I mean, that's fine. Okay.
Douche of the week. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. And like I said, we'll be back again next week. We're still here. Merry Christmas to you all and happy holidays. And I believe Hanukkah starts next week. So happy holidays and all the things. And thank you, Miranda. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And thank you again to Ryan Girdusky for filling in. And we hope Congressman Santos feels better. See you on Monday.
Bye.